Okay, hi guys. Welcome to another episode of It Is What It Is. It's your boy Chigichiane, Clever Sekas, and I'm with
For soap, the original Mr. Lava Lava.
Ninja Corn.
I change her every week. Good evening.
And how are you?
Yeah, man, I'm good. Obviously, my brother's here.
Mm,
Birthday, okay, we're celebrating his life, so
yeah.
I'm happy.
Okay. I'm here on my ending grand in fact. Too.
Mm.
Yeah, we had a celebration for my son yesterday, and it went pretty well.
Yeah.
I was with family, friends, and we're just happy. Yeah.
Mnandi nokuba family.
Yeah, it's nice, bro. Having a family, your own kids. Yeah, so yeah, man, it's really nice. Yeah, enjoy it by time and all. Yeah, and just to get right into it, for Tabo, I want us to discuss something that I saw, and I think I found it very interesting.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna read it out, and just as a disclaimer, metric moments in 2008. So yeah, just bear with me.
Yeah.
So it says situationship we GFM drive. So hello team, please keep me anonymous. I'm a 27-year-old guy who is dating a mother of one. We don't have a child together, and I don't even have a child. The child this past weekend was sick, and she called and told me. My response was, I wish the child a speedy recovery. Her response was, just like that, you are not going to do anything. I want to take the child to the doctor. I suggested that she try a public clinic. I think she was expecting me to use my medical aid or give her money because my sister's child has been using it and she knew about it. So since then, she'd been cold towards me just because I didn't have money or let her use my medical aid. The lady has been saying she won't force her baby daddy to maintain the child, but I'm feeling like she's expecting me to step up and maintain the child. The guy is living his best life, driving a Polo GTI, while I'm driving a Kia Rio 1.4 Tech. Just imagine the difference. I wouldn't even attempt to raise that guy while I am busy taking care of his child. I feel like ladies are not fair. Why would you guilt trip your current boyfriend to maintain your child while you let the father roam around changing cars? The guy didn't buy the child's winter clothes, but she didn't say anything, so I ended up helping her. Yes, I used to think women with children are mature, but dating this lady made me want to it made me want nothing to do with single mothers. So, what's your take on that, my dog?
Yo. Ash, firstly, my take on the woman. Let's start with the woman.
Mm,
You don't want the guy to good manje maintain the baby. There could be maybe problems about now, but the guy is clearly someone from what you have said who drive a GTI is someone or affordable
yeah.
is someone that chances are capable ukuthi ashaye ispanner sakhe as it time, but this person is not. Yabona, angazi ngicabange kanjani ngalo cherry because you can't force irresponsibility ekumele ngabe iyenza omunye umuntu oyiforce onto the current guy of which naye he's showing clearly ukuthi I'm not into stepping up as that father. Yabona, I'm not prepared to be that guy. Yabona, possibly the guy is also comparing oyasho ukuthi hayi yazini umguy phela uyangishaya blind ngezinto he's changing cars as you have said, so why am I maintain? And then the woman, the guy actually mangicabanga ngaye, my reaction to that guy is Donna, don't date people who have babies when you you are not sure what wenzani, you know. In terms of farmer relationship, people come with baggage. Everyone has a baggage, dog. Yabona. It doesn't matter how maybe clean looking or you've got your shit together or yabona. People still have a baggage, yabona. So now you get this chick, thandene ngendlela enithandana ngayo, and you find out who she has a baby, and yabona. Any woman mfethu angafuna ukuthi ube involved, especially depending nakhona ukuthi how they spoke about the relationship, yabona. Was it something bebafuna ibe serious? I think if it was something that was discussed in that manner, she's justified ukuthi afune untanga step up. But if it was something casually, something as in siyajola, let's do this and this and let's just enjoy our time together, yabona, then maybe yabona ugel is in the wrong for wanting untanga ukuthi step up. But to go further into it, I think nayo guy mfethu, when you engage with umuntu onomntwana, you need to be a person that starts asking questions. What do you expect of me as a guy? Ujolani Cherry onengosi. Like you need to probe Ucheri so that was good to uzifaka in. You'll never find a single mother and then ufuna ukujole naye serious angafuni ukuthi uthathe some sort of responsibility. You will need to take a responsibility for life yakhe, because okay, in my own world, if uzojola nomuntu, it's not only uti siyajola, we going to date, yabona, boom 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 ebusuku, yabona. It's not only that. You have to take care of this person financially. You have to take care of this person's well-being, yabona. Kumele uzame ukuthi this person makavela out in public urepresenta wena, you know, and therefore you need to step up igame yakho in terms of manje a relationship yakho we set up kanjani. Maybe not saying that in the right way, but you probably understand what I mean. So in my own opinion, I don't think this couple really thought about it when they went in. There was some sort of misunderstanding where guy thought yazin ngizongena mina sithandane in without knowing ukuthi hey ndoda, you dating a single mother, you know.
Yeah, but I mean, I think it's expected from the woman's perspective or from her side. Yabo. I think we all know Guti, if you are dating a single mother, they come as a bundle.
Yeah.
Guti, if you love me, you must love my child. Nje futhi, yabo. But I think in this case, the guy didn't know, or maybe he wasn't really aware Guti isn't benjado. But mina, what I know from my own experience as well is that when you're dating a girl onengosi, and if things are serious, then vele automatically you have to take that responsibility yokuthi ube naye vele ugel nengosi yakhe and love her child as well, yabo. So untwana, it seems like he didn't really give a flying F about the child. Yena bekazifunela umama wengosi nje kuphela and afuna ukuzijolela naye, and I don't know why he didn't think ukuthi they come as a bundle. Maybe untwana bokumuntu where he just wanted to hit and run, or maybe he's just there because it's not didn't take it as a serious relationship. Maybe it's just, sometimes there are guys who want shallow relationships where you don't really get too deep. But now it's grand. We can go out, we can be cordial with each other and all that, and I don't want anything to do with your child. And the woman on the other hand, I want a father for my child and all that one. And then they didn't say, as you said, Vele, they didn't sit down and actually speak about it to say, okay, this is what I want, or this is maybe what I don't want. And then if they are not meeting each other halfway or anything, they just go their separate ways. But what I can say is that every woman who is a single parent, whenever they date, they always want someone who will love them with their child. Yeah, man.
So what do you think about the guy lo? Yeah, now or change moto. Yeah, now uziphilile lavish life, but akanandaba nenxusa.
I think, well, this might sound some type of way, but I think he has every right and he has a choice to do that. Yeah, bro. And the reason why I say that is because I think maybe that's his abortion, that one. Because, yeah, because, and why I say that, because maybe he didn't want the child to begin with. Because now his actions are saying that, I don't want this kid. Yabo. And he doesn't feel as though Guti, since he doesn't want it, he's obliged to take care of the child in a law. So I think he has that choice not to take care of the child, even though it's not right. Vele ugrand ukuthi if you make a child, then you have to take care of the child. But what's a guy to do if akamfuni lo mntana loyo, yabo? Because a woman, if they don't want that child, then they'll just maybe, let's say, abort the baby. That one. There's a choice there that they have, and I think with what is happening kakhulu in our society and all that, with these guys not wanting to be in their children's lives, I think it's the same as abortion. Since abortion now is on the rise, there's a lot of abortions and stuff like that. So I think they are congruent nje lento lezo nje kuphela. Yabo. So that's just my take on it.
So, as there's one thing that confuses me. Yeah, sharp. You don't want the child.
Yes.
That one. You don't want anything to do with the child. But the poor soul is born now.
Yes.
The child doesn't know differences that could have arisen before the child was born. That one. The child is innocent. Let me say it like that. And then now the child is born. You're a guy who's roaming around, living your best life, and then knowing that you have a child out there, and the child is, I don't know, it doesn't look like, well, according to that article, it looks like she is struggling a bit because if she doesn't have medical aid, that could be something ebonisa ukuthi, there's a bit of a struggle. And then you're a guy that's living this life, and this child wabantu didn't do anything. Yabona. Awusabi nawe awuthi ezothi, yeah, you know what? I know I planted a seed. I may not want to do anything with this child. Yabona. But at least because yabona or yangazi or sonke sisinjalo ma out ukuthi manje hey igazi lami leli, I can't let my blood.
No, I don't think so, yabo. But in thing ayisho mfethu, yabo, ukuthi there are guys like that. We see them. Yabona, there is a lot of guys like that, and what I think is that they don't care yabona, about that thing. They don't see it that way. It's a selfish thing that they do where they say, you know what? If I'm gonna take care of this child, maybe let's say ipoto lami lizobayiziseka. And another thing, I have to deal with this baby mama and alone kinyayo that I don't wanna deal with.
You love that person at some point.
Yes. Mara, okay. What I'll say, yeah, ukuthi, sometimes not. Sometimes it was a thing ukuthi ugel uchazwe, maybe this guy angisho uchange imoto. When he changes cars, he's got a GTI and all, and then ugel uchazwe ilento lezo. And then now she liked those things, then she gave the guy her body because of those things. And then she chose the guy, and she wasn't smart enough to tell ukuthi this guy is a BS type of guy because ujola nabochera baningi, he's changing all these cars, ujola sona, ujola noban, and then she gives herself to yena lo muntu lo. Yabo? So
do you think we should get a female opinion maybe? Says ukuthi
okay, we have Tando in studio. So yeah. So asizwe my opinions from a girl. Yeah.
I strongly believe that the guy actually does care, because if he brings up the fact that, but the baby daddy is not doing anything, that means the only thing he's trying to say is, I don't mind stepping up. However, why is the main responsibility not doing anything? So it's not that he does not care. Let's just fix that part. And I feel like for him to bring this forward shows that he wants to do something about it. He just doesn't know how to do it. He wants the guy to step up, but he knows that it's not his place. The main person that needs to make sure that the main father steps up is the female. Why is the female quiet? Like, I don't understand.
And
Why
I don't
is
think
she
he
the one
cares.
Do-
who
You know
is
why I
quiet?
don't think he cares?
She did mention on Kulentole ukuthi she's not even trying to get the guy
Yes.
ukuthi ayenze maintenance.
It was mentioned there where he said, I bought the winter clothes and anything because she didn't even care to ask the main father, Uguti, okay, what's happening in Betlazumtan? So he does care. It's just, in other words, he's saying, why should every responsibility fall on my lap when the main father is not doing anything about it?
Yeah.
And that's what he's crying about. That's what his main cry is about, Uti. I don't mind doing everything, but what is the main party doing initially? What is he saying about it?
So do you think if maybe the main guy or baby daddy, if we should say that, if they are involved, do you think a guy would have been the type of person who would, I don't mind now because my baby daddy is also involved?
Actually, so like, yes, if he bought but as a winter, guys, that means he really does care. That means it does care of the well-being of the child. It does care about the female. He wants to see everyone happy. However, also, I don't understand what okay, the expectation was I'm for medical aid. Abachatanga abantu mas so like, oh my being mean about it. But no, like abachatanga abantu, and you can't compare his niece. Is it the niece or the nephew? His sister's child.
It's
Sister's child.
Yeah,
Yes,
sister's
you can't
child.
compare the sister's child to Umjolo. You can't. That is family, and you're just a girlfriend. Once the
Also
relationship
another
ends.
thing, it doesn't sound like it's a relationship in
Yeah. Ngathi
it sounds like that because trust me, when you do love someone and you are willing to ukuthenga nento ze-winter and yabona.
I think the guy doesn't really care. Yabona. Maybe it can happen. Maybe okay, it's the first time this happens. The child doesn't have winter clothes. Let me assist. Yabona lapho. And then now he's seeing it as if manje ngathi no, this is becoming a trend manje. Ngathi maya, this child I have to take care of. Yabona. So because of that, to me, it says ukuthi he doesn't care about the child because if with guys, ne, if they show up, they really show up.
Yeah.
And if he did really care, he would really, really care about. So because we are complaining about this thing, we are complaining because he doesn't really care about. And into bengisho mfethu ukuthi like I also blame the girl aside in lakhe because I have this belief, personally, ukuthi a woman, like a stepfather is a guy a woman wouldn't date if she didn't have a child. Because initially, when she was with this guy and Alo, GTI and all, he doesn't seem like he's a responsible guy. He just seems like he's a fuckboy. And he's the type of guy which vele upamuzibele and strong. And she was attracted to the guy for all the wrong reasons. And then izinto zayenze. And then what do you expect from that type of guy? So I think it's expected for umuntu onjalo ukuthi ayenze kanjalo because we do see these type of guys baningi bakhona, and abanye kuyenzeka ukuthi the guy has 4 kids that he's not even taking care of. The girl knows, but she decides to give the guy umncosi 5. And then if laba abanye is not taking care of them, then why would he take care of your child? So you nje mina ngibona ngathi hayi, now girl is to blame.
Forgive me also for like kind of laughing. I'm just having a funny thought in my mind, thinking about maybe let's say now stepmother or a single mother. I'm thinking about a certain story that I've heard of a friend of ours that played the deception card. yabona athanda umntwana mguga.
Because and the guys do that, bro. They know good. You know what? Because I think they get to a certain point where they want a father for their child. So some guys, as low as it may sound, they do use that to their advantage. If ngathengela lencwadi stock sweetie, or if ngizomthathela ngimvayise ngimshayise walk, if I call him my son, then ngiyazi ukuthi hayi ngizomthola lo girl lo. Quite sad, man.
Well, you think this guy in this particular story is someone who maybe would have been like that? Like, as in, hey, baby, abona muhle, ntwana. You know how we are when we see small kids and yabona.
Yeah.
Ntwana, and then masekaqeda ukushayisa inqa, yabona sekaqala understand ukuthi no man, actually being in a relationship with a woman that has a kid, it's not what I thought it was.
Yeah. I mean, I think this guy, he just wanted to smash this girl, bro. Now that's how I see it. He didn't want a serious relationship. He just wanted a shallow relationship where they'll just be together, go out, and things like that. He didn't want a serious thing because a child is actually a serious matter in a relationship. So he doesn't want to deal with those serious things. And he just wants to have fun now, gladly, and do and go out, smash, things like that. When it comes to the serious things, it's big delay. So now that's what I get from this guy. I go die. So yeah.
So in closing, we can say that okay should stay away from baby mamas and
No, but okay, ukuthi mina I can understand why someone would date maybe a single parent or umuntu onencosi. I understand that because think of it this way. Imagine you are a guy, right? And you started dating at like age 18. Nah? And then when you date, you're always finding maybe let's say women who look at you like ATM in a way. So they're always wanting things from you and all. And then what you are longing for is a woman who will actually like you for you. And then you go through all these years finding these type of women, and then you think maybe this is a norm, this is how women act and all. And then eventually you meet this one girl, and then this girl, she treats you how you've always wanted to be treated since you were 18. And then in your head, you're thinking, oh, but you know what? This is someone who's very rare. She's a diamond, because I've been looking for this type of person for all these years. And then now, eventually, we're saying that 29 years or something, and then I find this person. She does all these things that you like and all. And then now, the only thing is that she has a child. Would you sit there and think, Uguti, she has a child, and I won't tolerate her having a child. I'd rather stick with whatever I didn't want and all that. And then Buenza, you SWOT analysis and the comparison, you actually see, you know what? I'll take care of the baby. No, it's fine because I actually love this person because this person is rare and I've never actually found what I have, J-Manj. And then you find yourself, good man, you are a stepdad. You didn't plan it because nobody plans to be a stepdad. Nobody will sit and say, I want to be a stepdad. You will.
I beg to differ. I'm sorry to interrupt, by the way. No one plans to be a stepdad. Njani mfethu because lo muntu lo uyambona already unomntwana. Women are very proud of their kids, man. The moment uqala ujona noJero uzokutshela ukuthi hayi nginomntwana in.
Yes.
And then you go in there willingly, so it can't be into ukuthi.
Okay, but my point, Yabon, and which always begs the question, Amachita, they think stepdads are like idiots and things like that. But my point is, no guy will ever sit and say, I want to be a stepdad one day. And no guy, if maybe let's say, you love your woman, whatever, but you have a choice with the very same type of woman, you are faced with a choice, but the one doesn't have a child, but the other one has a child. You'll obviously go for the one who doesn't have a child. So that's why some people believe that it's settling because of that very same reason. You would choose a person without a child. Yabo? So they take it as if not you are settling because you wouldn't do this thing initially. You choose someone who has a child. Yabo? So that's why abantu bazosho ukuthini ukuthi no, you know what, man, I won't settle. I won't nje ngisettle nomuntu onencosi. What I'll do, I'll always just choose umuntu who doesn't have a child. Vele yabona. Ngoba somewhere along the lines, I think nakhona ukuthi choosing a person with a child, it's sort of like I think it's some type of scarcity mentality in a way, because you feel as if you can't find someone without a child. As the story I was portraying now, ukuthi you've been dating abantu abaso, and then one day you meet someone who you love and they'll do the things that you love and all that, and they have a child. But when you don't want someone with a child, you don't believe that going forward in future you can find someone who's the same as this woman but who doesn't have a child. So abanye abantu, they come, I mean, other guys, they come from a place of maybe they believe there's an abundance of like maybe everybody. They know it's okay. If she has a child and I know I'm not gonna date them. I know in future I'm gonna find somebody else who doesn't have a child and then but for now I'd rather just stay single, and I'm willing to lose this woman just because of yenunengos. Yeah. So yeah. And still,
Anyway, yeah.
Yeah, I think I wanted to add to what you were saying, or even what you were saying, I don't believe that a guy chooses to be a stepfather, and it usually happens circumstantially. Because, and I say this because, I mean, especially like the older you get, I think the older you get, one thing I've realized about getting older is that the older you get, the more the things that you thought you wouldn't tolerate, you end up tolerating, to be honest, right? So as much as, yes, every man wants to find a woman, build a family, have their own biological kids. But for the fact that you're not able to get that, it says a lot about maybe the kind of people you're coming across, the kind of places you're going, because obviously the baby mamas, you find them in certain places as well. You know what I mean? But I think I'm saying that to say that just because a man is dating a woman with a child, it does not mean, okay, actually maybe it does. He did choose. It is a choice. Like, let's not remove the choice part of it. But there's other layering things below that makes him stick to that thing as well. Because sometimes what I've also realized, you actually realize that a lot of people who date or who stick with the woman who's got a child is because there's certain qualities that she possesses that he's not been able to find within women who don't have kids.
True.
And if you ask a lot of guys in terms of like what they want mostly, they want peace. They want a situation where they're not going to have headaches, whatever the case may be. And you find that they're not able to get that with the single ones.
Yeah, true.
Because the single ones, they want to go out. Because they don't have kids, they don't have responsibilities. They're more wild. They're more willing to go on girls' trips. They're more willing to do other things that you, as a person who wants to build, you feel like it's going to compromise the relationship, So what I'm trying to say is that two things can be right at the same time. So I think you are right. It is a choice. But I think also Chiga's is also right in terms of where it can also be circumstantial, where there's other deeper things that make a guy stay with a woman who's got a child. And sometimes you actually realize her being a mother has made her the person who you find attractive. You know what I mean? Because she's more responsible. She doesn't like to go out like all these young ones. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you don't have to worry about, my girl is going to come back at home with 3. Because with her, because she's got a child, she knows by 10, 11, I need to be home because I've got a child. So it makes her more responsible. And that's the kind of woman you want, because if she can be like that with her uncurrent child, if you guys end up being parents together, it kind of gives a bit of a wind of the kind of mother she might be, to a certain degree.
Yeah.
That's very interesting.
Yeah. So
Thank you.
the question here would be, is it an obligation to actually take care of the child? if maybe let's say you date someone with a child. Let's say right now I'm looking for a girlfriend, and then the girlfriend that I find has a child. Am I obliged to take care of the child?
That's why I was saying earlier that it depends on the commitment level that in will, you know, and how you spoke about the situation, a relationship. It's not an obligation. No one is gonna force you to take care of a child. But
Is it possible to have a relationship with a single mom without taking care of the child? Let's say you have a serious relationship with a person with a child. Is it possible? Is it a possible thing? Is it doable?
it is. But I think you're being a dick.
I'm being a dick. Oh, that.
No, not when.
Oh, okay.
But I mean, ujola nomuntu serious relationship now,
Yeah.
and then you decide clearly now boy lokuyadlala and you want nothing to do with that boy, but to busy shana nesinga lana. No, you're being a dick.
And then question, ne? I like your choice of words. Ne? But if we switch things around, then is the woman a dick if she doesn't want that? Because it might happen with when you have a child, you're a stepfather, and then the woman that she doesn't have a child, and then she tells you the same thing. Good, nah, dude, I won't be financially responsible for a child. I'm going to nix for your child. And then is she a dick as well?
Most of women, I won't say all of them, but I've seen scenario apaya akanjalo where a woman would decide not to even love the child, you know, on purpose, like
Yes.
akanandaba nje nomntana.
Evil stepmom.
Yeah. So, emachiteni, okay, I haven't seen it much, but
Yeah. Now much it away.
women,
Oh, okay, sorry.
women, bro, women, if they don't like your child, they don't like them, and there's nothing you can do about it. Unfortunately, they are dicks as well. Sorry to say that. Cancel me or go for me for that. But it's the truth.
So it's kind of a double standard.
It's a double standard.
Because, so yeah, but I think yes, good. Maybe the reason is that the child most of the time is always with the mother. So if the situation guy that we spoke about, the child is always like with the mother. It's very rare to find a child with the dad. So
No,
yeah.
And then on another note, is someone trying to say something? Sabelo? All right.
Yeah.
Okay, the birthday boy. Happy birthday, Baba.
Thank you. Yeah, I wanted to answer a question Gachigi when he asked Uti, as someone who dates umuntu onengosi, are you obliged to take care of ingosi? The answer to that is no. Why are you obliged? Mina mfethu mangizojola nawe as a woman, ngithanda wena, yangithola. And indaba yengosi zakho, for me it should be a choice. Not a matter of I'm expected to. I should choose ukuthi, okay, if kuguti ithama lengosi lakho, whatever the case is, you're a single mother, I'll take on the responsibility. Ngoba ngithanda, not because I have to. You understand? So untanga lo enikhuluma ngaye, he did what he did because he chose to. But now we are one ukuthi ithama lengosi likhona. He's not dead or anything. He's not unemployed. He's not akekho in destitution. Uyasebenza lo muntu unenyuku. So why wena upressa mina ezibhare yakho ukuthi take care of ingosi yakho ithama lakho nalikhona?
Yeah. And another thing, Futi, women always say that they want a man who will provide. Yeah, man. So maybe that's part of the providing food there. Because when you come, you have to provide something, my boy. Yeah, man.
That's why I ngisho ngithi mfethu there must be some sort of commitment. And if ever, okay, let me say it like this. If ngizot decide ukuthanda umuntu, maybe this is my way of thinking original Mr. Lava Lava yabona. Yabona.
Lover boy.
And maybe people are different, but if I am going to love you as a woman and yabona, feel like the love shouldn't be limited njengoba ngifake ne-baggage ukuthi manje lo muntu lo uza ne-baggage, it must obviously be the child or whatnot. You are not obliged to do it, but since ngithanda uma wakho, let me take care of everything. That's how I think. Maybe I'm an idiot, angazi, but mina ngisharp ngale way I actually would handle the situation.
Yeah.
But you know, njengoba discuss, it's different strokes for different folks. So
Yeah, I mean, I'd say I think it's easier to not date a person with like in-laws. Well, I think it's easier to just find someone without a child, because I think it comes with less problems. Because now like a child will introduce amale and that you won't even like see, yabo. Because I've dated someone with a child, and then ngabona ukuthi nah, dude, no, it wasn't nice. I didn't like what that came with as well. About plus nalintana biganga lentana khona mfethu. Uyocheka lapha na bekathanda ukuphuma nayo pressa amabhathini emoto enzani umama akayikhuzi ngapha and then wena now if you're going to reprimand the child yabo kuzoba ngathi umuntu obhedayo and all yabo. And yeah, and going back to what Sabelo said, ne, ukuthi it's not an obligation. So manje it kind of seems like it is, because there's a person that I read a story about a guy who is obliged to pay maintenance for his stepchildren. Abazalanga labantana laba, they are not his. The partner came into the marriage with a child, and then now they're getting divorced, and the guy is obliged to actually pay yona leo mali leo, support and maintenance to those kids. So I don't know if you saw that story as well.
I think I saw that the guy is paying for medical aid and maintenance, as well as taking care of, but spousal support.
Is it not alimony? Is it not
Something
called
like
that? I don't know.
Is it spousal support?
Alimony.
So
Alimony.
that's how it's called, it alamon. Okay, sekhoga. Anyway, yeah, I did see that. Yo, man, terrible times. we are a small America now. I don't know how to think about that. I don't really know how to think about that. No. But how I would react, or a reaction yami towards it is, I mean, all these laws now are starting to favor these women. That one. When I read or saw that story, apparently umchita, the baby daddy is present. The baby daddy were support. The baby daddy is involved. But now, oh baby, ufuna imali kandoda, the guy that he was married to. I feel like the law is unfair too, in terms of that one. And Nakona, I feel like if you're a woman and you get married to a rich guy and then you come out of the marriage poor still, it's your fucking fault. Why uchazwa yini ukuphatha amabheko ama-Louis Vuitton and via ama-golden walk esentini? Weren't you thinking about that time usasephakathi kwi-relationship? You know, weren't you thinking about, if anything happens and I'm enjoying this lavish life, what am I gonna do if this guy decides, you know what, I'm good, I want omunye cherry, or you know how these rich guys would just decide and Yabona. And besides, kunabochara abahle emhlabeni that can just have you switch up on your woman kanjalo. Yabona. So now we in Tomazani. Why are you in that marriage and you are not yabona? To a point that now sekuyahlukana. So yenza into unfair uyisa umjida ecourt for alimony. That I feel it's an unfair law. This person came through umdlisile imali yakho. You should be grateful that yabona. Maybe ngicabanga wrong, but you should be grateful ukuthi at the time when under the moon and the stars bekumnandi, and then now seniyahlukana and you decide no, I still want more of this life, and now you the guy that's an ex that has to still maintain a life yomuntu ongasekho naye. I would have at least accepted or like the law if bangati no support for at least a year so that she can balance
Get on her feet. Yeah.
So can you imagine there's no time frame to this? Now you have to live a miserable life because someone you decided it could have been your fault, it could have been her fault. Divorcile. And then the rest of your life you have to maintain this person with your hard-earned money. Aye.
But manje, I might thinking up around it, Dabo, and which is a question I'm gonna pose. Ukuthi, which perspective does the law come with? Like, what do they look at in a way? About because, as an example, maybe with regards to the supporting of the child, for them to reach that decision, what do they really look at? And then maybe bati, okay, we want what's best for the child, or maybe I don't know. About
Can I just say something? The baby daddy is active, involved. The children are not struggling.
so what?
So le law le ifika kanjani? I think you are asking the right question.
Quickly, can I just quickly chime in? I think one thing that's a concern, and I think that's bringing this issue in 2026 or 2025, whatever, is that the problem is that the government, because obviously they're the one who make the bylaws, they're still using old ways of doing things. Because back in the days, the man would be the one who's a breadwinner. The wife would stay at home, take care of the kids. You're the one who brings the money, and then you build a home. So unfortunately is that the government or the people who make the laws of the country, they have not taken into consideration how women themselves have evolved to a point where now they make their own money, right? So now they're still using old laws, and ultimately women are still oppressed, right? So if you look at the whole thing of maintenance of alimony, it's using the old laws where because you're the one who was taking care of the family, if you decide to separate, you're still liable to take care of the woman because you were taking care of her. She wasn't working. She had no rights to work. She was the one at home who was taking care of your kids. So because you guys are separate, she's got nothing to live on. So it's your responsibility as a person who was married to that person to take care of her. But now times have changed. Women are making their own money. In most cases, people can argue most women are making more money than men now. That's what I'm saying. But the laws have not changed. They've not taken that into consideration. But no, times have changed. Now it's more of a 50-50, maybe 51-49, whatever the case may be. So now they're still using those old laws. And it's unfair to us guys because they're like, but this same woman who you're asking me to give her alimony or child support, she can literally take care of herself actually way better than I could, even maybe in most cases. You know? So I think that's one of the biggest issues that we're facing.
You know what I think, my dog? I think people don't really understand what marriage is with regards to the law. I think people get into marriage thinking marriage is a love thing. And I actually took time to read the laws for marriage, and there's nowhere in those laws where they mention anything about love. So people get into it for love, but it's not really about love because I think you can. I think we can even marry our kids. I'm not entirely sure, but I think maybe there's such a law where if we agree, okay, our kids can get married. So I think what marriage is with regards to the law is just the combining of assets and wallets. So if you have 1 rand, I have 1 rand, we get married, we make it a 2 rand. I think that's what marriage is basically about. And then when you're divorcing, it's just terms of how we're gonna split that wallet that we have together. Yabo. So people will get into a marriage because no, we love each other, but they won't even talk about the financial aspects of things or discuss Uguti. Okay, so now how much do you have? What do you have? And all. Yabo. They don't have those type of conversations. And that's the only conversation that I think Uguti it matters. Uguti, okay, what do you have? I don't have anything. When what do you have? I've got like 5 rand. They don't realize Uguti when we get into a marriage. So what we are actually saying is that you have 250 and I have 250. Yabo. So I think that's where the problem starts because when now you have to split that wallet into two, then that's where people start having a problem. Okay, but I came with this, I did this, I did this, I did this, not understanding Oguti, it was just one thing at the end. So when the government comes in, they actually help you make that split because sometimes you can settle out of court and you say okay, I don't want the house, you can take the house, whatever, I'll just take this and then go back rent. But when there's a dispute, okay, you're not fair, you want to take the house, but then the government comes in and says okay, sell the house, take this, none, so that it's fair.
So, in a nutshell, you are saying that people are not clued up on a prenup and how they are set up or that one. And I say this because I had a conversation with a good friend a couple of weeks ago, and he told me a prenup doesn't start. Maybe let's say we're getting married. Just apply sends a prenup. It doesn't, and it's something that I didn't know. Shocked the shit out of me. It's not something that enzeka masekumele niyoshada. Apparently, it's something enzeka ekumele ni set up even before the event yelobola. Because abantu abamnyama ngithi sifuna ukuyothenga inkomo and do all that, yabona. So apparently kumele uyi-set up lapho. Yabona. And then mawuceda uyi-set up and then when you officially do that customary wedding ilobola, yabona, and eventually get married, it doesn't affect you in terms of ukuthi manje ozenako leyo that wallet that you're speaking about ne 250 yabona, let's split up our assets in angithi prenup into ukuthi ozenako nami ngizenako into esisplitayo and that's it. So we are not clued up ngezinto ezikanje, and that's why it shocked me ukuthi even if ungalobola mawuceda ukulobola wenze i-prenup and then ushade, it doesn't apply. Apparently, according to the eyes of the law, it doesn't apply leyo prenup because already before there was already engagement yelobola, which is in South African law a customary wedding, and yeah, they do consider it as umshado. Apparently, umuntu omlobolile can even claim, let's say niyahlukana, jiki uyale mabhebeza uyale, she gets married, you get married in an event where maybe let's say uyashona, can come back and claim estate yakho. You know, so we as people are not very clued up in terms of what marriage is, and I like how you put it, yabona, multi. It's basically just to consolidate into ama assets when and tell the law ukuthi, or tell government ukuthi this is our thing, and should genzeke anything with us, this person will take this or this person will take this, or should there anyone pass between the two, lo mungu uzothatha le. It's a legal obligation which you are right again in saying akusutando lo.
Yeah,
It's
it's
actually kind of like a business transaction.
Exactly.
kahle kahle.
Yeah.
Yabona. So now looking at the guy lo, aish mari buhlungu mfethu lento kalomtshito. Can you imagine mfethu like this law is it's hurtful mfethu. Yabona. Because now the rest of your life, you need to take care of someone who possibly maybe even hurt you, access ubuhlungu kakhulu, not divorce her because of now you have to keep on paying this person. Ubhadala medical aid, you are
Ukufebela.
paying for kids. Ukufebela.
Ew.
Yabona.
I can
Umbhaqe
imagine.
embhedeni bamenza
Oof.
busy.
That's the worst.
Yabona. And now you have to stay with the pain of funding umjolo wakhe futhi phezu kwaloko. And ukwabona ukuthi maybe let's say you are in one of those scenarios where you catch this person cheating. Avele aqhubeke nalo muntu. Yabona.
Yes,
Now
yes.
you are funding the guy, you know,
Yo, sekadla imali yakho.
Yebo.
Yo, fuck.
and ubabhaqile walwa gudu. Obviously when that moment happens uzohlanya vele. I don't think anyone ingqondo yakhe isebenza straight makanga yabona. Now you have to fund this. Aware ukuthi this law I feel like is over problematic. People are going to start taking out people.
Like which law? Alimony.
Alimony, dog. Like
Taking
I
out
have
people
to,
like
hey, I
off
have
them.
to take care of your family regardless of and ukhulume kahle makathi women have evolved over the years, however the law didn't evolve with how women evolved. Yeah. And with that said, now I'm losing my thought. Angazi sengifikile into eningi, but I'm losing my thought. Okay, my thought process lap. So now I feel like it's going to be unfair too. And they need to find a way of making this law at least let me take care of you for 2 years, because like I'm saying, people are gonna take each other out. I
think mara government I think it's thinking ukuthi imagine now you like as the woman you are used to a certain lifestyle. Yeah, well, you are getting an allowance of 50K maybe a month.
Be grateful, dog.
And you're driving a certain type of car.
Yeah.
Like you don't have anything outside of this life.
Yeah.
And then now it's taken away. I think they are empathetic to the woman to say, "Good, you know what? You can't maybe go back home, so and even though this person made you get used to this type of lifestyle."
Yeah.
So I think maybe they come from that stance, because even think about it, even with that child that the guy is now obliged to take care of with support, child support. Maybe the kid went to a school that was like 150K school fees are corner, and they raised this child in a certain way. Now the child has to have nothing. Now it's okay from here, then poof, pans it to nothing. I think the government comes from a place of what they're thinking for this kid.
And now the trail of thought le lahlekile. I was about to say something le njalo ukuthi you have something and now it's taken away. That is understandable. In terms of the law being like that, I can understand the law being ngeke umthathele umuntu yonke into and yabona. But also they need to consider how your guys broke up. If you the guy that overvaya abantwana babantu and drove them away, yeah, sharp. Pay these people. You've abused them. You've caused the frustration in life in yabo. You've made those people leave nama grievances because of you. Yabon. Pay those people. But if ever now I gotta pay you. That's.
I think quickly is that I think one thing we need to realize that, which is unfortunate, that two people being in love or deciding to get married, it's also a legal document. I think that's where, if you actually go deep into it, you actually realize the government itself benefits from all these things that happen. And unfortunately, majority of marriages or relationships that end is the woman who ends it. Right? And if you're married underneath the state or the government, it means then there's certain protocols that need to happen to dissolve the wedding, whatever the case may be. And unfortunately, I feel like even people in government, they've understood how women work or how they operate most of the time, not all of them, but how their thought process is. Because a woman would rather leave a marriage because she's unhappy, not because of duty. Going back to what Jiki was saying, that a lot of people, they've misunderstood the purpose of marriage. Marriage was because of duty. Because we came together and said we want to build a family, we want to do 1, 2, 3. And sometimes because of the world we're in now, of just the evolution of women, a woman would rather leave a marriage because she feels she's unhappy. And forgetting the duty that obviously we got into this because we wanted to build a family. And with her, she's like, you know, I'd rather divorce this guy, I'll take my kids. And unfortunately, the government supports that. The government supports it because once she divorces you, the government still says, okay, cool. Whether the reasons of the divorce, you are still obliged to pay her, first of all, for her kids, and also to maintain the lifestyle that she had when she was with you.
Okay. Something. Maybe one of you can answer this because I don't understand this. How is the government like benefiting from all of that? I really don't understand. Please educate me, guys. For me, it sounds like a whole lot of baloney.
Yeah.
And maybe if you you can educate me.
Yeah.
Because I don't.
Can't wrap your head around it.
I can't process it. Uti. How is the government like benefiting from divorces or my parents are split or in So yeah, please make
because you must remember everything there's always payment that happens. Divorce, there's lawyers that are required. There's payment that needs to go through lawyers. Even in government as well, there's certain monies that has to flow through government for things to process properly. So they gain from whatever you have to go through, whether through tax, whether through they themselves, if you can't afford a lawyer, if maybe there's certain process that require certain things, there's tax, there's administration fees, you know.
Okay.
So there's a lot of process that go in that, which is why it's an illegal. It's a legal document. Legally, you're married.
Yeah. Now it's starting to make sense. Now I'm thinking about something around the profession, but yeah.
Yeah, because if you think about it, I mean, normally people would just get married through the church, right? And yet, like you guys love each other. You put yourself together in front of God. So why don't you just end the church? We go to church, yes, we love each other, we're gonna stay together, we're gonna build a family, and that's it. No legal documents, no anything that's going to require lawyers, it's going to require the state to be involved. You know what I mean? So if you question yourself, like, why does the state have to be involved in such? If it's just me and I love this person, they love me, we say we want to do this life thing together. Why does the state have to be involved? Or government? Contracts?
Okay, now it's starting to make sense. I'm connecting the dots in J. But we'll search.
Yeah, Aish. Is it if you like taking care of the child, let's say you meet a woman, she has a child, and you take care of the child, is it an obligation for you to take care of the child? Maybe let's say after 10 years when you divorce or leave.
After 10 years, dog, you broke up with this person 10 years ago, and you're still paying legal fees for this person.
What about Igos? The child specifically.
If the child is mine, it's understandable.
If it's not yours, it's Uzina in the relationship. And now
I think it would depend, Mvana. Firstly, I think I don't want anything ezongizwisa ubuhlungu. Mina ngiyasaba ukuzwa ubuhlungu. So it will depend on how me and the mother broke up. If it was something that was mutual, I don't think I would mind. If it was something maybe I kind of messed up, then yeah, it's fine.
Yeah.
whatever. But if ever yena ongenze something ebuhlungu to a point where njalo mangimbona phela ipain mfethu pain works in another way. I don't know if it works like this for you guys, but if someone does something really nasty to you, yeah, every time you see this person, that pain comes back. And ibuya every day, it feels like the pain that you felt yesterday. Mawumbona futhi today. Yeah, naile nja futhi. You become more angrier. My pain works like that. So there's why ngafuni ukuzisa ubuhlungu, and I try not to hurt other people in the process.
Yeah.
Ngiyabona. So yeah.
Yeah.
You
This
wanted
is
to
a woman's perspective.
yeah.
I personally think that I just want to quickly divert back to this baby daddy issue. No,
Yeah.
stepfather issue. I personally feel like they need to sit down, talk about the roles and responsibility of what they're expecting in the relationship, and then they will see that things are not aligning. Because there's a specific picture that this female has about this guy, go to know man. This guy, so, since young time, he needs to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But this guy, on the other hand, begs to differ. So they need to sit down, talk about things, and then they will see. From there, maybe guys will want to no, okay, maybe ngithanda because I can just step in as a father and nothing else.
Okay, no.
Because let's be honest, what if okay has this guy to just take care of the child, become that father figure that she needs, but she's cheating with the main baby daddy? Because we know that a lot of people actually do that.
I wanna listen to
They really do that. Something very common.
Yeah, not true. And I just want to ask you something, right? From a girl's perspective, how do you take divorce? Because from a guy's perspective, divorce is a very horrible thing because you're losing your shit, you're losing stuff that you've built, you're losing your empire. And is it a thing where it's a celebration, or is it a nice thing for a woman, with regards to maybe that material things and stuff?
Well, if I was divorced, I would feel like a failure, no cap. And the reason why I say I feel like I failed is because as much as Ubaba Sekai is the head, I was supposed to be the neck. I was supposed to be there guiding him. Exactly. I was supposed to be there guiding him into the structure. And if he failed to do so, then I have 100% failed him as well. I've also failed my kids. I've also failed, I'm going to take it far, but I failed the role of being a woman. I failed myself as a woman in society as a whole.
Okay.
So I would take it like that. It's nothing, divorce is nothing to celebrate. Unless there was abuse, okay, most definitely we shall celebrate the separation.
Yeah.
But apart from that, guys, breaking a household, there's nothing to celebrate about that.
Yeah, true.
I think you're being too harsh on yourself, Maleo. Because it could not be something that you could be deciding. It can be something that eyenzwa umchita. How are you a failure when you've done everything that you could for this to work, and then you have to still blame yourself? But sometimes sharp. When we were doing this, sizoqala umshado, salobola, all of that is exciting. But then after the excitement is done, sesishadile, now they start revealing this is who I am. Sometimes this is not who I am. It's a shitty person nje.
A shitty person you married.
Doti nje umuntu nje. And when umshadile. And at that time you didn't know. So are you willing to stay in that place and be maybe abused, if we may amplify it, and be abused and it's, you can't be hard on yourself for something that could be decision unless if you
Mara, you have to sometimes you have to be hard on yourself because you chose that person.
No.
Like in fact,
You can't.
You know what I'll say,
Okay.
my dog. These chicks have to take accountability, my dog. They have to be
Yes.
accountable for their actions because do you think Uguti, you don't see red flags and things like that? Do you? It's something that you see, but you choose to ignore. Wait, you understand? So, I think they have to just take that accountability. And
Let's hear
then,
what she says.
okay.
You're sort of good cut her off.
I'm a firm believer in being hard on yourself, to a certain extent. The reason why I'm saying that, Tane, like Chiki said, at some point you need to take accountability of your own actions, of you, the things that you've done. The nigga that you chose, what if he's not a trash? What if he's actually a good guy? But because you forced things to go the way that you wanted them to go, now in your eyes, they are trash. You have to be hard. You have to have those tough conversations with yourself. That's the only way you can actually be better. You can't now put your chest out there and be like, no, men are trash. I did everything I can. These men, you need to have those tough conversations with yourself to be a better person for yourself, be a better person for your surroundings, even be a better mom. Because there are people out here who have this chest with say, I'm a good mother, I'm a good this, I'm a good that, because they're not taking accountable for everything that they've done. And when the child attacks them, yeah, mama, you did this, and then they're like, no, but I did everything I can. Take that moment to be like, okay, Mtanam, what's wrong? And then say, you know what, I was not a good mother at that time. Say it. It's okay. You're not gonna die.
True.
Say it so that you can actually do better.
All right. So with that said, mina ngine philosophy mfethu, which maybe might work or might not work for other people. Yeah. And I say this because of now we are going through this thing with manje, you being hard on yourself or whatnot. I have a philosophy. If uzongena a relationship, I think you need to ask many questions, dog. That one. I think you need to do background checks on people. That one.
Like an actual background check.
An actual background check. Is this person fucked up? Is this person
Mara-
does this person have a history of because sometimes and I say this because I've obviously dated crazy women. Yeah, one. And that shit scared the shit out of me to a point where I promised myself, whoever I'm gonna date in the future, ngizohlala mfethu, ngimfunde lo muntu lona, yabona, do ama background check, find out who the family yakhe, ibuyaphi, lineage yakhe. You have to do all that. You need to find out if that person was abused. Yabona. Maybe that could be sensitive to other people, but I think you need to know. If maybe umuntu or abuse you need to, if we are mthanda vele, you need to have a way ukuthi umienze abe comfortable yabona. You need to do so many checks kuloyo muntu loyo to a point that when you decide ukuthi yes, mina nawe siyajola.
So what do you do if you find out who this person is doing illegal things?
In fact, you always have a choice to leave. Angithi lezo zinto lezo, when you do those searches komuntu ne, it's mostly kuma talking stages. Yabona. If not kuma talking stages, mhlambe seniqalela ukujola nyana. But finding out yabona behavior nyana nje engathi yabona, question it, question everything. Why do you behave like this? Yabona. And also, I may be wrong for saying this, but I think it works. And sorry, ningangikwateli. Kwatisa umuntu. Yeah. Mkwatise. Mfethu, the only way to really know how a person is to get them angry. Mkwatise, dog. Like, make them create a situation la uzokwata khona.
Yeah.
A reaction yakhe, yes, will tell you ukuthi, should I be with this person or should I not? But the quickest way to getting to know someone else, mkwatise. Press a button elibuhlungu, dog, and you'll see how they react. Will tell you if you should be with that person. So after all those checks, and you say, okay, I know, right, kwatise still. make that person mad. When people are angry, dog, they will tell you what they think. Yes. When people are angry, they will reveal themselves. You can talk to a person, like nibe nalento levele uthi uyenza ama checks kuwe akushaye all the way, and then umkwatisa yonke lento le ivele irazeke kwatisa umuntu. Trust me, guys, do that. I'm not saying nikwatisa abantu ngendlela ebhedayo, but I'm a firm believer of when people are angry, they reveal who they are. I'm a professional piece of history.
But yeah, in the interest of time, we spend so much on this topic. So
Yeah.
Any last thoughts?
Any last thoughts on today's topics or whatnot?
Generally. Any last thoughts before we close off the show?
Last thoughts are, guys, check the people that you are dating. Do not do a mistake of dating someone who you ubonising on a body in. People are beautiful, dog. The women are beautiful, and they're beautiful in all types of ways.
Yeah.
Yes. Men as well. No homo.
All right, time.
So yeah, I was actually about to carry on, but I wanna no homo. I'm realizing I might offend a certain group of people, and I wanted to actually ask you before Silver. I have a lot of people that are friends with me in that community. The LGBTQ community. Do you think it offends them when we say no homo?
No, I don't think so.
Would you say it in front of them? Maybe let's say Oplomile na yontanga, or maybe it could be a female. Either way, let's say Okulma something, and then you're like, yeah, no homo. Do you think it would offend them?
I don't know, but I don't think so. And Uguti now, maybe I don't chill with them, but it's something I would say in front of them, because maybe it's because I don't chill with them. But if it was a thing that offends them, maybe, and you chill with them, it's something you wouldn't say. So I don't think so. I don't think it's.
I've chilled with a lot of them. I mean, I do have a lot of friends about Lama community now. Yeah, I do. I'm a original Mr. Lava Lava. So that doesn't mean I love women only. I love everyone. No homo.
Okay. No, that's understandable.
Yeah, So, So, and there are also people, and most of these people are dope people.
Yeah.
They were sexual preference. They are really nice people. They are dope people. It's people that you can work with, collaborate with in certain things and certain events. When some events, I think they're good with events. But most of them are dope people. I like them. It's just I feel like this question has never been asked, or rather, saying is buza manje ukuthi would it really offend them, vele?
When you know what you must do, you must test it out.
In fact, I'll go ask one just today.
Just do it. Test it out. Do a no homo thing, and then see their reaction. And man. My last thoughts. So that we can close off, I'd like to just send a rest in peace to our hero, Chuck Norris. So Chuck Norris passed away, man. His death actually touched me a bit, because we used to idolize that guy when we grew up. We used to watch his movies and then go outside and beat the hell out of each other. And man, or even if maybe we're playing, we'd actually fight to say, okay, I'm Chuck Norris, I'm whoever. So it actually pains me to hear our hero is no more. So just want to say rest in peace to him. And
Any Chuck Norris jokes?
Chuck Norris jokes. Let me think of one. Aish, Mara, it's not gonna sound good because it's dead.
No,
So,
but it's
what
still
do
a
you
Chuck
have? What
Norris joke. Yabona.
do you have?
Mina
What?
ngezwa bathi le outlay alwa no Superman guy one. Yabona. And the loser was the one that was supposed to wear underpants on top of pants. So if you understand that, you know who lost.
Yeah.
But yeah, in closing, I think I'm good. It's been a good show. It's been a thanks guys for all your reactions as well. We have Usabelo, we have
Tando,
Utando, we have
Spaf.
Uselo, and to me, Bang Bizango Soap.
Lava
My
boy.
friends, yeah. My friends call me Zane, you call me Soap, the original Mr. Lava Lava. Click, subscribe, and share our videos, guys, and to our host, Chigi Chigizano.
Yes, bong. All right, sharp guys.
Danko.